My name is James Williams Sr. It is 11:51 on a Wednesday night. I'm getting ready to do this last video, and this is for all of the local people here in Virginia, mostly in Charlottesville, Virginia, where I'm from. Alright, I've watched a lot of things on the news today, within the 12 o'clock news and the 6 o'clock news, and I am fired up and pissed off. Alright, so we have all these proposals about all this stuff that will guarantee certain things. But my most important thing that I am so highly pissed off about is the fact that these asshats, and when I say that, I mean you asshats, blacks and whites, fighting over Robert E. Lee's statue in Lee Park, next to the historical museum. There is a problem when a black girl can start a war between white people against more white people and black people with those white people against more white people. Now, I went through most of my life being called half-breed, chief, or the dreaded nigger. Most of the time, they never really called me nigger as much as they've called me half-breed or chief, which either way is racist and it sucks. And this young lady has started a race war amongst black people and white people and more white people. And I really don't understand what the concept of it is a memorial to the general who was the president during the Civil War and Virginia being a southern state. And at this time, because apparently the history teachers in our schools have either lacked the fact of teaching history correctly or the curriculum has changed so that they can't be politically correct or produce viable results. Virginia was a southern state, all right? It's not something that I'm proud of that we were a southern state, but I am a Virginian. I am of Cherokee descent. Cherokee have big tribes in most places, but Virginia has a strong Cherokee following in certain spots of Virginia. And for me to be mixed and to see these people fight over a ceramic man on a horse, which is not putting anybody's life in danger, and we're wasting all these resources on things that we don't need instead of wasting it on things that we could use much more better. We need better teachers in schools. We need more rooms in school. We need better schools to teach kids properly so that when we get out into the real world, their education will be more than substantial. And they won't be worried about something that you can't change. You cannot go back in the past and eradicate slavery. It's not going to fucking happen. You can't go back in the past and change the fact that Virginia was a southern state. You can't get mad at people who want to wear General Lee's flag. And now that they have that issue handled where you can't fly that in your restaurants and everything, but you can still have the Virginia flag of a woman standing on a man with a spear in her hand and a titty sticking out, which isn't offensive to me because I like titties, but you would think that women would fight to change the flag a little bit so that her boobs not sticking out. Or if you're crazy like me, you would fight so that both her boobs are sticking out. But no, you guys want to fight over a statue of a man who may have owned slaves, may have not owned slaves, but if he was in the military, he probably didn't have that many slaves because as a soldier, you ain't got a whole lot of time on your hands until downtime, especially when you're in the midst of a war of states. And I think every culture in the world has had a war in states era. I know that Japan has had one, and I know that we have had one. We called it the Civil War. Japan called it the War in States era. Now, I don't really understand the Japanese War in States era, but I understand that slavery was fought so that my ancestors of color, mostly black people, could be free. I don't know if my white ancestors were slaves. I don't know if my Native American ancestors were slaves, but I do know that my black ancestors were slaves. Do I know their names? Hell no. Do I care? Not really, because I can't bring them back. I'm not going to meet them until the Great Spirit says so, and maybe they've been reincarnated into other people now, and they have no knowledge of who they used to be. The problem here is that somebody put this idea in this little girl's head instead of just telling her, just take a different route. You don't want to see the park. You don't want to walk through the park to see the slave master slash general slash president of the United States at the time. Because Robert E. Lee was the president. Just in case you guys in school forgot that he was the president, maybe you could take a different route. But now there's this big ass uproar on what are we gonna do with this fucking statue in front of this fucking history museum. In fact, they want all the statues of people who had slaves put somewhere else. You do not have the right to devoid people of the truth of history. So the man had slaves. You're not a technical slave right now. You're a young girl going to school and you started a big clusterfuck of fucking problems. Good job. Apparently your parents were not paying attention that by starting this problem, you have not increased viability for us people of color. You've actually made it worse. Because now everybody's fighting over a stupid statue when you could be using this money towards educating people who can't afford to go to school, who can't afford to go to college, who has to join the army to pay for schooling when you guys are fighting on where you're going to put this. Put that money back into the community. Fuck moving that damn statue. The statue's not hurting anyone. Now I can see if somebody got it there and saw the legs of the horse, and if the wind blows the wrong way, somebody's kid's gonna get injured or whatever. If it's in a dangerous area, or if it's in danger of putting someone's life in danger, yeah, it didn't move the damn statue. But it's not. It stood there for 50 years and has not fallen. The only thing it collects for a living is bird shit. Maybe people shit if they're nasty. But most of the time, it has sheltered homeless people from the storm. It is there doing the reenactments when we do the Peter Fawcett thing and everything for the National History Museum that's there. And some little girl got a raw hair up her ass because somebody programmed her to hate this statue that has done nothing to her, that has been there before I was born. And I'm 43. That statue ain't hurting nobody. Next thing you know, they're going to want the statue in front of the courthouse moved. The damn cannon moved. Well, what about the statue of Sacagawea? I'm not happy that Sacagawea is kneeling in front of two white men when she should be standing proud. In fact, where the hell is her husband? I've made a video like this before. This is not deja vu. This is just me giving an update on what's been going on with these damn statues. There's a statue in front of the Red Roof Inn with Native Americans and white men. And it's there. It's got writing on it. It lets people know what's going on. It's a historical spot. It's a monument to honor those people that were there at that time. Which, by the way, those people are also Lewis and Clark. I don't know if Sacagawea is on that statue, but we know that her statue is at the Lewis and Clark in the middle of Main Street, where she's kneeling and Lewis and Clark are standing there with their weapons drawn, looking cool as hell, while she's just kneeling in front of them like, a person of substitute. And we all know that, if anything, Sacagawea, the whole damn statue should be rebuilt with Sacagawea in the front with a Superwoman pose, and have Lewis and Clark doing the Charlie's Angels thing on the both sides. Everybody wins. But no, they want the Native American lady kneeling. Okay? So it seems like everyone's getting a raw deal with kneeling towards white people throughout history. Well, here's a newsflash for you. That shit's the truth. We've all had to kneel to another race of people at one point in time. Japan had to kneel to the Chinese, or China had to kneel to the Japan in the uprising or the takeover. Nepal had to kneel to China with their little conflict that's been going on for years. And then North and South Korea, North Korea and South Korea, North Vietnam and South Vietnam. Laos is probably the only people that haven't really had to kneel to anybody except for the king, because the king and I was based on some real stuff from the Kingdom of Laos. So, when you think about it, everyone has been subservitude to some race or another at some point in time. But that does not mean you have to keep living in that. And by causing this conflict of interest over a clusterfuck over a statue, causing a group of black and white people to fight more white people who don't seem to think that it's wrong to have honor of being a southern state and wanting to fly their rebel flag and wanting to honor Mr. Lee, Robert E. Lee. I'm not with them, but in the long run, I just don't give a damn. We're all human. We're all American, and we all need to grow up and find something better to do with our time than debate about a fucking statue. You want to do something, how about helping more homeless people get homes? Why don't, instead of making a park for the statues to all go put in the statues, why don't you make homeless places so that homeless people can actually afford a home that they can live and own and have a community. And it's not like we don't have the land for it because we just built Fifth Street Station and a movie theater is supposedly coming there. So there's no reason why we can't find something else to do with the money instead of worrying about some little girl's pissed off panties tightened up in a bunch over a fucking statue. Like I said, I'm mad as hell about the Sacagawea statue. But you know what? It's been like that since before I was born. It's not gonna change. I say anything. I'm part Native American and I'm also part black. I'm also part white. It's a fucking statue. It's not hurting anyone. It's not bringing any bodily harm. Nothing. There's a half naked man with wings at the university. I find that quietly offensive. But no one at the university is bitching about it. It's a statue. And maybe all the girls like going by taking pictures with the naked man with the wings on it. I mean, hey, it is what it is. But when you take down monuments that are meant to honor people and things like that, the only person you dishonor is yourself. This is a pivotal point in history. Why do you have to fucking tear everything down? Here's a simple fact. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. He was looking for India, but he found America instead. Alright? A lot of Americans, specifically Native Americans, wound up dead. A lot of people got fucked up when John Smith and them came here. A lot of people turned what used to be a great holiday for Native Americans into a money propaganda machine. We call it Thanksgiving. And then there's Christmas. Christmas has been more about the kids since God. Christmas has been mostly about the kids and Santa Claus instead of about the real meaning of Christmas, which is the birth and the life of Jesus Christ. And all of a sudden, Santa Claus popped into the future, and now everybody's giving the kids gifts and not giving them the true meaning of giving and Christmas. But yet, y'all want to fight over a statue. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Come Fabric number 2. I'm going to close with this. Everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody has a right to their thought. But what you don't have the right to do is to change history. Because legally, you could probably really fuck up the space-time continuum, and we don't really have time for you to make people accidentally lose their lives because you thought you could fix something that should have been righted a long time ago. History happened. There's nothing you can do to change it. But you can make the future better than the past. So let's focus on a future where we can all get along by the color of our skin not being a factor and the content of our character making us more believable as people, as humans, instead of, oh, this guy's a chink, this guy's a nigger, this guy's a white guy or a white honky, this guy's a gook, this guy's a slope, this guy's a slant eye, this guy's a half-breed. Did I cover everything on racial slandering? I think I got all the names right. And if that offended any of you guys, I'm really sorry about that. But this is our world in which we live in. There's too many people being racist. There's too many people being bigoted about dumb shit. And there's too many people trying to change something that they can't change. You cannot change history. Leave the monuments where they are and deal with it. If you want to rebuild the monument and have him, have a spear through his chest, because I don't know how Robert E. Lee died. Yeah, if you want to do that, that's fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. Robert E. Lee didn't do a damn thing to me because I didn't exist. He didn't do a damn thing to anybody else in this time and age because they didn't exist, and he's long gone. And yet you guys want to bitch about a statue. Sacagawea is dead and gone. I can complain about it. I can bitch about it. But in the end, I can't change it. I didn't design the statue. Maybe they can redesign all the statues. Maybe they can make a statue museum at the end of one of the parks that we have. Maybe they can buy land and build a brand new park and put all the statues there so that we can all take a tour of the statues. And hell, I need a job. I'll gladly give you the tour and the history lesson. But that's too much like right. Because everybody wants to move this one statue of this racist leader that led this state. That's right, this state. If you are born, hailed in Virginia, it's more likely that one of your ancestors was either a slave or Native American. So, one way or the other, no one's going to be satisfied. But this is what needs to happen. And I need to say this as polite as possible. Fuck that. We need to grow the fuck up. We need to use our resources for more important things than satisfying someone's dream by pushing their child to hate